Can you register as a British citizen if you are a grandchild of a British citizen? Hello, my dearest friends. Svetlana Shlapak, the founder of UKVisaSuccess.com is here. There are a number of rules under which you can register as a child of a British citizen. And in today's video, I'm going to explain two little known routes allowing children to register as British citizens if one of the grandparents is or was a British citizen. And when explaining this to my students, I realized that these two rules are quite tricky to grasp at first, and for this reason I decided that instead of explaining the provisions of a British Nationality Act, I'll explain the rules by giving you an example. So here we have a family. We have John, Charlie, Mary, and Sarah. John is the father of Charlie. Charlie is married to Sarah, and they have a 10-year-old daughter, Mary. Charlie and Sarah were married when Mary was born, and John and Charlie's mom were also married when Charlie was born. So John, Mary's grandfather, was born in the UK in 1952. Charlie's mom was also born in the UK in 1952, and the rest of the family were born outside the UK in Lebanon. Charlie was born in 1973. Charlie's wife, Sarah, and mom of Mary, she was born in 1976, and Mary was born 10 years ago, so she's 10 years old at the moment. Charlie, Mary, and Sarah lived in Lebanon all their lives, apart from a 4-year period of time when Charlie lived in the UK for several years when he studied at the university. But he returned back to Lebanon shortly before Mary was born. So what are the citizenships of John, Charlie, and Mary? John is a British citizen otherwise than by descent, and this is because he was born in the UK before 1983, before 1st of January 1983 to be precise. By law, anyone who was born in the UK before that date would be a British citizen otherwise than by descent, which means that they were born in the UK. Charlie was born outside the UK to British citizen parents who were married at the time of Charlie's birth, and therefore Charlie would be a British citizen by descent, which is a special term indicating that a person was born outside the UK to British citizen parents. So what is Mary's citizenship? Because Charlie was born outside the UK and has a British citizenship by descent, he cannot pass his British citizenship to Mary. And for this reason, Mary will be a citizen of Lebanon. However, it doesn't mean that Mary cannot register as a British citizen. And there are two rules which may allow Mary to register as a British citizen while she's still under the age of 18. And let me explain what these two rules are. For a person to succeed under rule number 1, the following 3 conditions must be met. First of all, that the parent in question was a British citizen by descent at the time of birth. And we know that Charlie, Mary's father, the parent in question, is a British citizen by descent, and he was a British citizen by descent all his life, even before Mary's birth. And then that the father or mother of the parent in question was a British citizen otherwise than by descent at the time of birth of the parent in question, or became a British citizen otherwise than by descent at commencement, or would have become such a citizen otherwise than by descent at a commencement but before his or her death. And we know that John, Charlie's father, is a British citizen and was a British citizen at the time of Charlie's birth, and he was a British citizen otherwise than by descent because he was born in the UK, and this happened before 1983. And condition number 3, that as regards some period of 3 years ending with the date no later than the date of birth, the parent in question was in the UK at the beginning of that period, and the number of days on which the parent in question was absent from the UK is that period does not exceed 270 days. And we know that Charlie studied in the UK for 4 years and returned back to Lebanon before Mary's birth. So we need to ask how long he was away during this 4-year period of time while he was studying here in the UK. So from the facts of the case, it looks like Mary may qualify to register as a British citizen provided Charlie was not outside the UK when he was studying here. And if your circumstances are not exactly the same, don't worry, as you may qualify under rule number 2. And let me explain what the requirements for rule number 2 are. For a person to qualify under rule number 2, he or she will be able to register as a British citizen provided the person is under the age of 18 and they meet the following requirements. The first one is, at the time of that person's birth, his father or mother was a British citizen by descent, and this particular requirement is about Mary's father, Charlie. We know that he is a British citizen by descent. And the second one, that a person and his father or mother were in the UK at the beginning of the period of 3 years ending with the date of the application, and that in the case of each of them, the number of days on which the person in question was absent from the UK does not exceed 270 days. So if Charlie and his wife and his wife Sarah and Mary arrived in the UK, let's say 3 years ago, and were not absent from the UK for more than 270 days, then this particular requirement would have been met. And the final requirement, requirement number 3, is that the consent of his father or her father and mother to registration has been signified in the prescribed manner. In other words, Charlie and Sarah will need to give their official consent to Mary to register as a British citizen. So just to summarize this video, my friends, if you are a British citizen by descent and you have a child who's under the age of 18, it is worth checking if your child could qualify to register as a British citizen. With the example I've given, as you can see, it's not that difficult to grasp the idea behind these two routes, and it is not actually that difficult for a child in these circumstances to qualify under rule number 1 or rule number 2 and register as a British citizen. And before finish this video, I also wanted to let you know, guys, that for those of you who need further guidance on British citizenship applications, I've created mind maps, overviews, or explaining 3 and 5-year naturalization routes. These mind maps are absolutely free and can be yours in less than 30 seconds. If you visit ukvisasuccess.com/BC, where BC stands for British citizenship. And if you are an immigration law student or you started your career in UK immigration field, you may be interested in attending a free masterclass where I provide an overview of 30 that is UK immigration routes and areas of UK immigration law. I teach this free masterclass on a regular basis, and if you register your interest at ukvisasuccess.com/immigration-course-free-masterclass, I'll let you know when the next masterclass becomes available, and I've provided all these links in the description. If you found this video useful, you can do three things right now. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can visit my free website at ukvisasuccess.com. And most importantly, you can share this video with those who may benefit from it. By sharing these videos, you may help others avoid refusals of their immigration applications. Because in immigration law, knowledge and clarity are the key ingredients to success. Thank you so much for your support and for your positive feedback, which incredibly inspires me and gives me fuel to create more and more videos clarifying various aspects of UK immigration law. Have a great day, everyone.